as an interventionist, I've heard so many times from families that have called me. There's one or two family members that say, well, I'm not really sure this is a good idea because I don't really see how sending little Johnny to treatment is going to help when he has no interest in it whatsoever. And if he doesn't have an interest in it, how effective can it be? And my answer to that is this, is that that's precisely the kind of person that needs a clinical, / 12-step educational experience, environment to live in for a while to be able to overcome the obstacles or the resistance they had to ongoing recovery. If somebody who's suffering from alcoholism or a drug addiction wants help, you take them a detox if they need it, get them stabilized physically, and off to the recovering community you go. It's very, very simple. Knowing that you're an alcoholic or a drug addict and being able or willing to do something about that are two completely different things.
An interventionist is a professional who is brought in by a family member of a loved one who is concerned and wants to help get their loved one into treatment. They express no desire, or they're scared to go get help and refuse a loved one's plea for them to get help. So an interventionist will come in, bring the family together, build a team, and present the opportunity for the loved one still struggling to get the help they need and deserve. There's a couple of different models, but I prefer the Johnson model, and that's what I'm trained under. You have a couple of pre-interventions. You learn about the dynamic of the family, learn about the relationship of the patient. You want to figure out what they're struggling with, and at that point you kind of build your team, figure out who's going to do what in the entire process.
Well, they found out early in the days of the 12-step community of AA, there were some guys that realized that although it's a great idea, and I'm a strong believer in allowing someone to hit their bottom, and then when they do that and ask for help, that you're there to help them, that unfortunately the bottom for a lot of people is dead. And this guy, Johnson, who started the Johnson, Vernon Johnson, developed a model to intervene on individuals who were just circling the drain and giving families a voice. Because it was a very, very, very traumatic thing for families to stand by feeling completely powerless over their loved one and just watching them die as a result of their alcoholism or drug addiction. And intervention was developed to raise the bottom up, to give the family a voice, to be able to engage their loved one, raise up the bottom, introduce an individual to the reality of their circumstance, and get them into the help they need. There are a lot of people that know that they suffer from alcoholism or drug addiction, but have no desire or no ability, or some combination of the two, to be able to do anything about it. They have no ability. They can't pull that trigger. They cannot say, I surrender control. I can't be in charge anymore. You take it from here. And giving up that self-determination is an incredibly difficult thing for an addict or an alcoholic to do, but vital to overcoming the problem that they face. So intervention is to deal with people who are unwilling or unable to acknowledge their addiction and do something about it, are resistant to the process. And treatment is the clinical process that you get somebody into to address their resistance to ongoing recovery. It's because the goal here isn't stopping. If the goal were to stop, if that were the trick, just to stop, detox centers would be kicking out winners. 72 hours and free. There'd be no problem. But anybody who knows anything about this knows that that's not what happens. It's way more than that. It's not about stopping. It's how do you stay stopped. And that's what good treatment is all about. It's about exposing people to the tools they need to be able to get comfortable clean and sober so that they can stay stopped. That's the goal.